Greetings and welcome to the Evening Curve, starring me, James Bradsher. Now imagine if you had the ability to move things with your mind, what type of things would you do with that power? Would you pull a soda from the fridge, perhaps? Would you send paperwork back and forth to work? Would you rip somebody's testicles off? What would you do with that kind of power? I know what I'd do. So, today, we have spoken earlier about people trying to steal from me. I just got a shipment of new knives. 11 knives in total. Wonderful knives, wonderful knives. These are high-end knives. Gonna sell for 30 to 40 bucks. So, that's good, that's good, that's good. Now I'm just waiting on a couple more shipments. So, who would you, if you could do it, whose testicles would you rip off? If I could do it, I would rip my friend Michael Blanchard's testicles off as a practical joke. Try and steal from me, try and kill me. I know you were involved in it. You were driving the car. Carl Hopper was in the passenger seat. The shooter was in the back. So, if I could, yeah, I would rip Michael's testicles off. Just grab them with my mind and rip them off. So, that's what I would do anyway. But it's a good thing I don't have that kind of power, right? Could you imagine me with that kind of power? Imagine what the criminals would be going through right now. I imagine that at times, I imagine when I get mad that I'm like the Charmed series. Piper, how she flicks her hands like that and blows stuff up. I picture myself blowing people's heads up like that. It makes me laugh. I'm like, fuck you. It's fucking hilarious. Then I imagine their head growing back like on MIB when he shoots the alien in the head and it grows out of his neck. Yeah, I picture them growing their head back like that so I can blow it up again. I mean, if I had these kind of powers, it would be awesome. I would be a superhero. I'd go around exploding all the criminals' heads. Boom, 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 boom. Or how about the Asgardian Death Spirit? Remember the Avengers, the Asgardian Death Spirit, how she shoots swords at you? Yeah, I imagine I do the same thing, only I use railroad spikes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I imagine all kinds of funny things like that. It's hilarious. If only I had these abilities, right? It could be awesome. How about if you just knew magic and transmuted them into liquid? Or if you knew magic and you used the Levicorpus spell, that's the one that lifts them up by their ankle. Only don't just lift them up, roof height. Lift them way up into the stratosphere. And then just let them go, fall to their death. Maybe Levicorpus them, and instead of just holding them there, spin them around in circles until they got centrifugal force and let them go and fly across the room. That would be a fun one. That would be a fun one. I would do that to so many motherfuckers. I'd pick up whole groups of people and send them flying in all different directions. They'd rah! Everybody's sending in different directions. It'd be funnier than hell. I mean, if I was a mage, I would do so much shit like that. I don't care. I'm a Death Eater. I'll attack the Muggles. They tried to nuke us. Why not? I mean, really, I would get off on that shit. Death Eaters of America unite. I'm an American Death Eater. Anyways, it's all fun and games. It's all in my head, right? I'm just a crazy motherfucker. I'm awesome. I'm crazy. I can imagine things if I want. How do you think books get read? People imagine stuff that happens and then they write it down. They write down what they imagine happens and it becomes a book and people enjoy that book. How about movies? You think movies are just we follow you around with a camera? No. People imagine a circumstance and make a movie about what they imagine happens. You can get rich off your imagination if you know how. Like I say, no matter how crazy people say your dreams are, never give up on your dreams. Never give up on your dreams. Fight for those dreams. If somebody calls you crazy, say, yeah, I'm crazy. But if this succeeds, I'm going to be a rich, crazy man. And that's called eccentric. Oh my God. If I could rip people's testicles off, I would rip Chester Leverett's testicles off. It would be so much fun to watch him squirm as his testicles slid down his pants leg and onto the floor. What's that? Oh my God, my testicles. Sack included. The sack and testicles just like you grabbed it with your hand and ripped it off. That would be so fucking hilarious. I would laugh my ass off at that shit. Today's broadcast proudly brought to you by Monster Energy Drink. Monster Energy. On sale in stores near you. Well, yeah, I have commercials. When you have sponsors, you have to advertise their product. Pepsi Cola Pepsi Products paid me $1 million to advertise their sodas on my YouTube channel. Monster Energy Drink paid me $100,000 to advertise their product on my YouTube channel. So that's $1,100,000 in my pocket just for saying Pepsi Cola Pepsi Products sold in stores near you. So if you had a YouTube channel that you could broadcast on, what type of commercials would you have? You want to make money on your YouTube, right? You want money, get sponsors. Sponsors pay you money. Just to talk on YouTube. I get money just to talk on YouTube. To talk about Pepsi Cola Pepsi products and Monster Energy Drink. Now comes the time of the show that everybody loves. It's time to smoke a cigarette with the king. Light him if you got him, homies. Today's brands is Sans Menthol 100s. When you want a menthol, you want a Sans. How'd this guy get shot, you said? That's easy. I was pushing my stroller, as always, because I use it like a shopping cart, put my sodas in, welcome home. Push my stroller up to the store. And as always, I had my books of corporate information with me because I don't trust them around anybody. Might get stolen. And I was walking, and I was coming up to the 99-cent and more store here on 5th Street in Arbuckle. As I crossed the alley, I heard a car coming up behind me. So I stopped and turned around to see what was going on because he was creeping up awful slow. I bent down and looked in, and that's when I saw a muzzle flash. I felt something hit me in the head. I got rocked back. I felt really drunk. I mean, I was like, I just down to fifth of vodka drunk. So I put my hand against the wall for support and inched my way down around the wall, around the corner, into the store. I looked up in the camera and said, they shot me in the fucking head. Where is everyone? I don't know, Leon. Nobody came in tonight. You're the first one. So, like I was saying, if you had magical powers, what would you use them for? Would you be a hero, a villain, or just some guy trying to live his life? What would you do with magical abilities? Let's say you got turned into a vampire. What would you do with that vampiric ability? Let's say you got turned into an energy vampire. Best representation of them? Colin Robinson, What We Do in the Shadows. What would you do with that kind of power? If I had that kind of power, I'd be a hero. I'd be out defending the weak, locking up criminals. So, what type of man would you be? Hero, villain? Would you just be an asshole with power doing whatever you felt was right, whatever you felt you wanted to do? I want a bottle of vodka. So I'm just going to walk in this store because they can't stop me, right? Shoot me if you want. I'm just fine. I'm going to take this bottle of vodka. See you later. Or would you try and stop those kind of people? How would you treat your family if you got turned into a vampire? Most people leave their families. Would you leave your family? Or would you try to hide the fact and live among them? I would live among them. I love my family. So I would live among them. Fuck if I'm dead. Big deal. So I'm a walking corpse. Big deal. I'm still here, ain't I? I once told somebody I'll always be here, and nobody's been able to move me since. What would you do if somebody cut your heart out and you survived? They cut your heart out, but by the morning you were healed and just got up and went around your life, didn't say nothing about it. Didn't even let anybody know you knew about it. If you got rich, would you share with people that are trying to kill you and steal from you? Or would you get greedy real quick? I've been fairly generous my whole life. Anytime I had money, anybody around me had money, or at least the benefits of having money. But recently, everybody's trying to steal from me, so I've gotten really greedy really quick. Is it greedy when you're protecting your own assets? Is it greedy to not want people to steal from you? Or is that just your natural right? Last I knew, the Bible, Jehovah's word, said, "Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery." A whole bunch of rules. How many of them do you live by? But really, what would you do if people were trying to kill you? Putting poison in your drinks, poisoning your food, trying to shoot you, trying to stab you, trying to cut your throat, trying to cut your heart out. What would you do? Would you sit there and just live your life? I mean, you're a vampire, you're immortal, so they're not going to hurt you. So, is it really a threat, or is it just an annoyance? What would you do if you got a job with the FBI, only they never paid you? Would you work faithfully for 13 years doing your job without pay? Or would you just give up and go away? Are you dedicated to your job? If you're a federal agent, what if we cut off your paycheck? How long would you work for the federal department? If you had a job, wouldn't you want to get paid for it? Let's say you were hired by a local high school to be a tenured sexual education instructor, but they decided not to pay you. What if you were a Cherokee chief, but the Cherokee refused to pay you your dividends? How would you feel about this? What would your life be like? Would you be in a good mood? Would you want to help people? Well, it's been 29 minutes. That is the end of my broadcast day. So take what I've heard, what I've said, and think about it. Really, think about it. What would you do? I want to hear about this. Make comments, posts. I want to see what would you do with these abilities. I mean, it's all imaginary anyway. It's for a book I'm writing, but still, what would you do with these abilities? Because I've come up with various things that I would like to do. I know I don't have the abilities. It's just a book. But still, what would you do? What would your character do? So, like Night Owl underscore 74 says, spread the love, not the hate. Too much hate in the world, homies. Like Jesus says, love thy neighbor as if he was your brother. Because one of these days you're going to wake up and find out Flanders is missing. And you're going to miss Flanders. Everybody does. So treat your neighbors better. Get to know them. Help them. Alter life. So, and like I say, Bradsher being great 2020. Can one man make a difference? Make that difference in somebody's life. Change the way they think, even for just 5 minutes. Maybe they're in a bad mood and you cheer them up. Changes their whole day. Their outlook's better, and because of that, other people are happy. You've affected a whole group. How many people can we affect? Help me. I'll see you again on Monday morning for the Morning Curve. This is James Bradsher signing out.